Hi, I'm Dr. Privatera, and in this segment we're going to talk about obesity and related diseases. This has been in the news big time in the last few months, as it ought to be. And even the late night comics talk about it a lot, especially Jay Leno's been talking about obesity and people getting bigger and bigger. So the biggest problem here is sugar. As you can see in the chart that may be displayed any time now, we have been increasing our sugar consumption from the 60s way big time, so that we are eating about a half a pound of sugar a day. And even substances like peanut butter and yogurt and cookies have drastically increased their sugar content. Well, when I grew up, I'm 66, when I grew up we had cane sugar. Cane sugar was not as diabetic-genic or obesogenic as the presently used high fructose corn syrup. The high fructose corn syrup is like 20% more obesogenic and diabetogenic than the old-fashioned cane sugar that I grew up with. So this is a big problem. And what happens when people gain weight? Well, first, and also, as we talked about before, thyroid may be a big factor too. So if these people all ought to do the underarm temperature test, because thyroid may be helpful to them too. So what's the big problem? Diabetes. Okay, that's a huge problem because their sugar goes up, and the problem with diabetes is not just the number that the sugar goes up in the blood, it's the complications of diabetes that's serious. The complications of diabetes are cardiovascular, meaning the vessels. They can actually lose their toes and their feet and their limbs from circulation problems associated with diabetes. Well, it sounds like they're having excess clotting, which they are. There's a huge increase in clotting and frequently an increase in the platelet count itself that happens in diabetes. So sugar is a big promoter of clotting or platelet aggregation. So what do? Well, the same thing we always do. We measure all the minerals, get them in balance, and we give them a big diet. The problem is mostly is discipline, and Americans need more discipline. If you go through a McDonald driveway, you can look up and it says 99 cents for a 40-ounce big drink. Okay, well, what's in that big drink for 40 ounces for $1 practically? It's full of sugar. So we definitely need to take the kids off the high glycemic foods. So what are those? Too much corn, too much white flour, white sugar, too much white rice, and too much. I guess we mark pasta. Too much white pastas too, and too much ice cream. Although that's not really a high glycemic, that has a lot of fat and sugar. So that's not a really difficult thing to do. With diabetes, right, these people are less functional in society. It costs our whole nation more to take care of them. Their eyesight gets worse. So diabetes affects the kidneys, the nerves, and the eyesight, and they get what's called peripheral neuropathy, where the nerves get affected, so they are having problems with numbness. Nutrition helps here a lot. There's materials such as B vitamins, specifically thiamine, that helps a lot. There's inositol that helps a lot, and lipoic acid. So they can take substances, and there's a lot of substances that help diabetes per se. Those substances include resveratrol, which is shown to reduce the sugar in rats. Of course, lipoic acid, and there's an herb called Gemestrine sylvestre that's very helpful, and basically strengthening the liver and also detoxing people because they have a sluggish metabolism. Thank you very much.